This over here is not the Seat Leon, this is the Cupra Leon, the sportier version, which is sporty but not sporty. You will get it in a minute. This is the reason the Golf 8 has no more reason. So we all know that a few years ago Cupra split from Seat so they can make their own brand, but when they did that it was only with performance vehicles. Now Cupra has all of the vehicles that Seat has, but a few extra. It's just a little bit of a difference. You can also buy a Seat Leon, but you can buy a Cupra Leon. The difference is mostly aesthetics, and that's about it. Everything that's mechanical, it's just the same. But this one looks a little bit more aggressive. They have a few ornaments here in the headlights. They have a different grille. The Cupra logo is one of the most beautiful logos on the market, if you ask me, and almost all of the inserts come in this copper color. This lower lip is also different. Here on the side we can see we do not have copper side mirror caps because of this specialty color, which is Mazda red. But this Cupra can be bought black, white, gray, and the specialty one, which is red. Other than that, you cannot buy this car in any color whatsoever. Wheels, 225 on 40 on 18, so 18-inch alloys. They look actually very nice. I like the two-tone combination. Again, the Cupra logo, which I like a lot. So whenever you want to go buy a Golf 8, yes, it comes with a 1-liter engine and whatnot, completely underpowered and stuff like that. It starts from 24,000. This one with the 1.5 TSI, E-TSI actually, because it's a mild hybrid, that produces 150 horsepower, starts from 28,000, and this one has been configured roughly around 32,000 euros. But if you want even more than that, just go buy the Cupra VZ, the one that has the Golf R engine, so that would be 300 horsepower, and I think I would go for that one. One interesting aspect regarding cost cutting is that if you open this flap, you can see we have the AdBlue, I don't know, hole here. You can just poke it harder and you make a hole, but you can still not put AdBlue inside because this is a petrol car. We have a spoiler, some aerodynamic ornaments on the side, again the Cupra logo. The stop lights are not different, unlike the headlights. And lower you can see that we have this wind deflector that looks very nice, especially because it's in the color of the car and it's not blacked out, so you get a little bit more contrast here in the back. And the most a-hole-ish fake exhaust pipe. So this is quadruple fake exhaust pipe, and this plastic is just pops in your eyesight. It's bad. And you can open the trunk from here. The trunk, 380 liters, but this is one of the steepest, I don't know, mounting places, and I mean, come on, it's half a hand long. So this is a lot. See, this is, I don't know, shoebox. This is the size of the ramp over here. Other than that, you have only two hooks for your bags, and that's about it. You also have something here underneath. Spare wheel, 125 on 70 on 18. So yes, this is a very, very slim tire. Before we go inside, this is another ramp over here, so you cannot easily load a lot of big and volumetric luggages. But there's something that's very annoying. Here on the seat belt, you have a space where the seat belt should sit, but it doesn't always sit. But if you just touch it like this, it will just fall, and it falls over here. The time I did this, I did not have to actually push it, and whenever it's sitting here, and you want to close the seat, you cannot do so because it just locks in the seat belt. So yeah, that's one very annoying thing. Oh, very important, do not forget to like and subscribe in case you've gone this far. Inside in one of the darkest interiors I've seen in my life. Regarding the darkness, I would have liked this bit and the roof to be, I don't know, lighter in color at least, if not have a panoramic or just a different colored interior. It's just way too much black and dark and gray and Volkswagen. But we do have a lot that's just too much legroom, if you ask me. And you have one side palm at the head at the same time. We have 4 handles, which we all know that on Volkswagen these are optional. And other than that,
Volkswagen, das Auto.
materials are definitely not the same quality as in the front. The door pockets are decent sized. This is the only little bit more quality material you can find here in the back, except the seats, of course. The seats are very comfortable, but we're going to talk about that in the front. Another climate area, but without buttons, because this screen over here is for the tactile buttons that come on the Cupra VZ, which is the one that has 300 horsepower. But here is just a blacked out screen, probably the same one, but they just disabled the functionality, so that's bad. Why? 2 USB-Cs, very tiny pockets that are very low placed. One armrest with longitudinal cup holders, but I don't like how they sit because your elbow will constantly fall over here, so this is uncomfortable. And we do have one ski hatch. The Cupra Leon is actually surprisingly practical. If you have annoying children, you're gonna have an issue because you have a pokey hole over here for them to disturb you while driving. As I said earlier, the seats are the sport seats and they are very comfortable for rigid seats, but they are a little bit rigid. At the same time, you have a lot of lateral support because they're basically bucket seats. Oyster seats. Yes, that's how they translate in Romanian. Instead of bucket seats, you have oyster seats. Other than that, you have 2 LEDs, one up here that continues the whole edge of the car, and whenever you open the door, this will blink yellow, and at the same time this blinks yellow whenever the blind spot monitor assist activates. And then you have another LED over here that you can customize. You can put them in 2 different colors. So ambient wise, they did a good job, but it's still way too dark inside for me to properly enjoy the car. Steering wheel is very sporty. It looks aggressive. I do like the 3D logo over here. And you have a lot of copper insertions all over the car, on the vents, on the steering wheel, and on the seats. And on the seats as well. Other than that, it feels very good. You have pretty big pedals. Yes, they are plastic, but they do have a cap on them that makes it look a little bit better. But the size is correct. It's maybe just an inch too slim, but at the same time, nothing to argue about it. Quality wise, the materials are more than decent. This over here is very soft and squishy. This is soft, this is leather, but here you get another issue. It's a very sturdy plastic. It's not the cheapest one you can find, but at the same time, okay, I understand this area. I do not understand this area. Why is this as scratchy as this? I mean, you have 2 types of plastic that imitates aluminum, like this one, which is also like with a lot of stripes on it, and this one which is basic. I don't understand why they had to do 2 of them. Why not here? I mean, put this plastic over here and the car looks way better instantly. You have here a space to store your phone, but without a wireless charging pad. I think that costs extra. 2 weird shaped 2 cup holders, the tiniest gear selector, parking brake, automatic hold, lock and unlock doors, and hazard lights. These are all of the buttons in the car, except the ones on the steering wheel, of course. The door pockets are big enough. You have no hidden compartment over here, and if we turn on the car, we can see this big infotainment system. That is the new infotainment system on the Seat, which is better in my opinion than the one Volkswagen has. But at the same time, and anytime you want to do anything, you have to take your eyes off the road and put them over here. So this is the climate control area, and you have to change everything on the screen, or you do this. You can swipe or push, depending on your preferences. Also, the volume is the same. You have to swipe, but it works only when it wants to. So just use the hamster wheel on the steering wheel. Too many wheels. You can change all of the interior lighting. You can change the driver profile. You have comfort, sport, or individual, but everything is on touchscreen. You do have Apple CarPlay wireless, Android Auto probably with cable. And this is one of the most configurable dashboards, cockpits I've seen in a while. So whenever you press the view button, it has all of these different views, which is quite nice. You have a few views only for the map. I like this one a lot because whenever you turn the engine on, you have the rev meter over here, speed in the middle. Here on the right it says 100% turbo, and whenever you accelerate it, just you can see how much of the turbo it actually uses. You have your G meter in the right, but you can configure all of these. You can put whatever you want wherever you want it, so that is very, very nice. And if you press this button, you change like all of them. You even have a lap timer. That's a nice touch, but that's useful only on the VZ, not on this one. And here, power and torque, how much you use when you use it. It only uses 28% power while stationary. Enough with all of this interior bullshit, and let's just drive it so we can see what the beauty of this car is all about. So the thing is that you can get this exact engine on the Seat as well. So why did you put it on Cupra? I mean, at the beginning when they split up, Cupra was the performance division. Like, the Formentor was literally 300 horsepower, the minimum spec. Now you can also get it with 150. I mean, that's why I say I don't see the need for this car in particular, but I prefer it over the regular Seat. It looks like a car for literally everybody. This is kind of oriented towards teenagers, I may say. And now, let me figure out how this works. Driver's profile, sports. Also put the gearbox in manual. My colleague told me that he is shocked on how dynamic this car is. Let's see if he's right. So yes, kind of lacking power. Okay, not necessarily lacking power, but you would want more. This is my impression. When I would, for this car, I would definitely buy it with more horsepower, but at the same time, he is right, it's stupidly dynamic. But yeah, with, I don't know, 50 more horsepower, this car would have been something else. But it's not the case. Until then, it's just too noisy. And it is pretty rigid, I may say. Yeah, it's very stiff. And from what I know, the regular Seat is the same. But I don't get it why the regular Seat has to be as stiff as this. I mean, see? But except the power, this is literally comparable with the Golf GTI. My God, the grip! Like, you just turn the steering wheel and you realize it still has some. And I don't understand why. Wow! Okay, maybe it gives you... I mean, for a regular driver, probably this is not necessarily good. I mean, it's kind of complicated and somehow the car gives you the impression that it has no grip limits. I mean, I'm not exactly sure if you can imagine what I'm doing right now and what kind of turns I have over here, but you're not allowed with a front-wheel drive car to grip this much. So yes, balance-wise, the car is mind-blowing. I swear to God, I literally am shocked about this. Okay, let's turn around and see what would be the limits when we're talking lateral G's. So in acceleration, it only goes to 0.4 because it does not have too much power. Now let's see lateral. So I got 0.8 in this turn. For somebody who knows what that means, I'm pretty sure you realize that that's a lot for a tiny hatchback. That's not a sports hatch. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, that's 1.1 in a turn. I swear to God, I did not expect this. I swear to God, I did not expect this. I really do enjoy it, although you finish the brakes pretty fast. I can smell a little bit of brake inside, but I know how I've driven, but I haven't driven like that for that big of a spread. And that being said, yes, probably this car should need better brakes. How can a car have this much grip? I'm not even braking. I'm just steering. Okay, maybe I've overdone it a little bit. We do have good tires. They are the Conti Sport Contact 7. So yes, they are amazing tires. But the car doesn't have a lot of body roll. It has some, of course, but it doesn't have too much body roll. The steering is very precise and direct, and it gives you quite enough feedback. Like for all of the shitty steering columns that I've seen in this, I don't know, in these past years, this one is actually very, very good. Except the fact that it's all black. I like the feeling that the car sends you. I mean, you already saw when it was darker, the ambient lighting. It's very nice because it travels across the whole dash. This screen is a little bit too big for my taste because it's very close to me, you know? That's why I would have preferred probably a smaller one. Let's figure out the draggy. Okay, draggy connected. Everything is in sports mode. Traction control off. So you have ESC Sport and you also have traction control off. I've completely eliminated traction control. I want more power! Done. And now let's activate it back. Okay. So the seatbelt proactive occupant protection system activated. So yes, the seatbelt, I think you saw it, that it just pulled me. I know it's a dual clutch transmission, but it's an automatic car and I only did one launch control with 2 attempts, yes, but one launch control and it smells like clutch inside. And a little bit of tire. So 0 to 60, 9.14 seconds. This is bad. 60 to 0, that's 5.3 seconds, and that's a 97 meter distance. That's stupidly bad. That's double any car that I've tested so far. I want to do this one more time, the whole thing. To 60 and 60 to 0 because you're not allowed. Yes, I do wish for more power. 1. I got a better 0 to 60. Yes, that was better. Success. So 0 to 60, we've done it in 8.91, so that's better than the 914 we got earlier. And 100 to 0, 60 to 0, that's 328, and that's 45.5 meters. And the Volvo did it in 40 meters, the Volvo S60, and this did it in 45 meters. So yes, now we've properly done the tests. So I am definitely not disappointed, although I would have really enjoyed more power. So if you buy a Cupra, at least go test drive the one with 300 horsepower. If not, go buy the Formentor, because that's an amazing car, and you can buy the Formentor with the 2.5 5-cylinder engine from the Audi TT RS. That's actually a famous engine, one of the most famous engines ever put on a car, next to the 2GC and stuff like that. And with that being said, yeah, so this was my take on the brand new 2023 Cupra Leon. This is a surprisingly dynamic car. It's all so clogged up. I don't know, this is how we call it in Romanian. I'm not exactly sure how to name it, but like it's surprisingly well built. That's what I may say about it. And until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drive safe.